of a school just like this in Cincinnati. They use the trauma-informed care. And so this was only started about 10 years ago using a trauma-informed approach. In the past, they used to just kick you out and you never could come back and you never go to school or college or anywhere. And these are a lot of the clients you'll see as a social worker when you practice as a psychologist, a social worker, and an educator. And lots of trainings are coming out how to do trauma-informed care. So a lot of agencies you'll work for require a trauma-informed care training. So if you guys get a traumatized youth, how do you work with them? If you become a social worker, would you rather work with adults or would you rather work with kids? Really? Just because you don't have to deal with the parents? Some people like kids better and some like the adults better. So I put the first half up. I had to put it on Google Drive and send it in an announcement because when you buy this, it's only good. Well, yeah, I only have an hour left to show it. But this is a training that a lot of folks use, making sure that. Have you guys seen the trailer for it? So what would they do with kids at your school if they got in trouble or had a trauma experience, or like parents that were they just kick them out?
Yes.
Was there an alternative school they could go to anywhere?
EOS. It was a school where they expelled kids with. It was online, all of them.
Okay. That's hard then if somebody has to deal with their behavior at home. So we created one. It's in Madisonville of Cincinnati. How many know Cincinnati or been from Cincinnati? We were in Madisonville area and did this school. Here's the trailer. The first half is already up for you guys. I sent it in the announcements. If it lets me show it. And the trailer kind of breaks down.
Every school in America, walking down every street in America, there are the kids that get labeled, get rid of them. They're nothing but trouble. Lincoln sits right in the heart of the most assaults, gang activity, truancy.
I did hear that it was the worst school you could ever go to.
Kids at night, the fights, absolute chaos. He pissed me off and I threw a chair at him. I told him I was going to kill him. All of them were bad though.
I was invited to go to a conference about complex trauma and what stress does to the brain.
The behavior isn't the kid. The behavior is a symptom of what's going on in their life.
My mom was like, you're Shelly. She's the only thing I had. And for her to abandon me like that.
His coping mechanism was drinking a ton, smoking a ton.
I remember one night, I didn't want to be alive.
It hit me, and it hit me really hard.
You have to unconditionally love them, and you have to believe that their behavior might be out of their control.
I love playing guitar. Several of these guys get like that. It's almost as strong as anything that ever did in class.
After that, he wasn't only a disciplined figure, he was a friend.
Half of the student body had number of 3.2 GPA.
To watch their confidence come back has been incredible.
I'm not by myself anymore. I got a team.
If I can do it, all of you can definitely do it.
It's not that I'm judging you. I know why you're smoking weed. I know why you smoke meth. I know why you're fighting. you don't want to feel. I mean, that's the big challenge is I'm asking you to try feeling for a little bit because sometimes when you feel, it guides you in the direction that you should be going and not to where you are.
So I don't know if it'll cut off my live stream for just showing the trailer. Yeah, it does. It says, heads up, we detected a copyright audio in your stream. And it may be the music, but we didn't have these alternative schools as much. I also graduated in 1996. I started high school in 1992. I did hang out with kids that we tried, some of them had home situations where they tried to get expelled or they tried to get placed even because the home situation wasn't good. They say one caring adult is really what it takes. And sometimes for people that is in a high school, sometimes that's in your college or a counselor or a social worker. But finishing is hard. I don't know if you guys, did you have 90% of your high school finish? 80%?
I smoked 70%.
70? Because even in college, they say it can be that bad, even 60%, because it's easy to start. I took a break. I took almost 6 years to finish, actually, because, like you transition into that adulthood. You got freedom. You can go do what you want. You can play, party, have fun until the money runs out. And you get loans in college, so that's partly why they started doing the attendance thing. Like if you aren't showing up, pull the loans. Somebody's blowing it up. Hopefully nobody died. Oh, she's talking about our kids. So any questions? Do you guys know what the completion rate is here, or they call it attrition rate? If you were to guess, what do you think?
I know a minute ago it was like real low.
It is. You're right.
I don't know.
I know even in my doctoral program at University of Cincinnati, it was 50. What's that?
I said the last time I seen it was like 40. I think it was like 40%.
Oh, for completion or dropout?
For completion.
Wow. Yeah. Because we only had 50% in the counseling program at University of Cincinnati for our doctorate. And that's mostly because you got to write a 150-page paper to get a doctorate. And you hate writing. Anybody like writing a long paper like this one? That's why I try to keep them short enough. It's definitely sometimes frustrating. Master's program similar because the older you get, the more likely you are to have either a family or kids or other stuff going on. Usually finances, if that makes sense. They do give you some loans, but occasionally it doesn't pay for all of it. Like you still have to find the money somewhere. And that's universal. That's like global. I know that we're cutting into the chapters. I think I told you guys how many people have a completed college education in the United States. But anybody remember? I know that's a stat that stuck out in my mind. How many people finish? Can you guys get an associate's degree and quit? It's like a 2-year degree from here.
Did we?
Okay, like can you? Yeah. Can you like do freshman, sophomore year, you get an associate's, and then a lot of people do that in nursing because you make a lot of money still in nursing. But I don't know if they offer that. That's why I'm asking. I think you have to do all 4 years, 121 hours, 16 every semester, which seems forever, but it is only a few and a half years actually. If you do 16, 16, 16, 16, they let you do 18 for the same price as 12. Registration comes up. I'll show you guys some of those forms. If you're social work majors, the key is get all your like required courses done first and then do like the easy basket weaving class. Did you guys register yet for next semester? We'll usually start that sometime this week. Do they let you register already? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just got to make sure you're doing the right classes. Do you have our check sheet? The social work check sheet? Here's what it would look like. just so that you guys have it. Because if you take all the right classes, and I think it was blank something or other, if I can spell it. And usually it's like intro your first year. I bet I have to search Dropbox. And then so here you go. Check sheet. So as long as you do this type of an order with what you're doing, this will help you get it done. Crap. So there's your first year when you register, like in social work. These, to get your social work major, those are what you have to take. There's 48, I believe, required for 40 some hours. And then all of these, I don't know which one will be hardest for you guys. Maybe that will be the one will be harder for you. Some people might like math and other people like science better. But usually you need, essentially it's about 60 on this side and 60 on that side. Anybody taking a foreign language? Did you hear you don't have to do that anymore in social work? Like it used to be a requirement. Like I had to take it to when I went to Salvador and Nicaragua, but yeah, there's your foreign language at the bottom. Does it say that somewhere on the? Is it 2 classes or 2 credits?
2 credits.
Sometimes you'd like test out of that easier one. It says 3, so you should be good with 1 class. So you either need modern application of math. Do they still offer these classes, or college algebra? Okay. And then you're allowed to get, I believe, a C in social work, but you can't get a D. And then in these classes, I think if you get a C or a D, it's okay. In grad school, they don't even let you get a C. They're like, no C's. You got to have all A's and B's to get a master's degree. Our program when I started was 2 C's, and I actually got 2 C's, and then they changed it to 1 C, and I thought they were going to kick me out. But they didn't. They let me finish. I think I even replaced it, because also if you do bad in a class, you can take it again, and that grade replaces the bad grade. And you're also able to withdraw up until like next month, and you get a W on your record, but you don't get an F. So if you really hate a class and it really sucks, and you think you can retake it next semester and get 18 hours instead of 16, drop it instead of getting, a bad grade in it or whatever. And hopefully, you guys will be doing this in the next few weeks, so just follow that. If you take a picture, if you want me to email it to you, just email me. That's kind of, setting the end for finished. You see what the longest class is that you have to take in your social work career? Yep. That. Those 2 go together like your senior year. So you do 12 hours, you work at an agency. Anybody not a social work major in here? All right, you guys will all be sticking together. These classes suck, but usually they pull you through it. These are the worst, I think, in social work, because that involves math right here. Both stats and research do. But the reason why it's good and why I'm introducing you to Google Scholar is because you'll have to do research in your area. And most of it is social work. Is there anyone in here planning on doing our 1-year advanced standing program you qualify for after getting the bachelor's of social work here? So if you go on to graduate school, because we are accredited right now, and pray that we keep it this year, because they come every few years to check on our accreditation, make sure we're giving you all the same syllabus and assignments as the previous years. If we keep accreditation, you qualify for a 1-year master's degree program. instead of 2 years and 65 hours. They have those at UC, NKU, Ohio State, Wright State is in Dayton. They have some in Cleveland. They got a ton in Detroit. So you would be done with graduate school in 1 year, and you probably double your salary getting a master's. Like you'll go from like 25 to 35,000 a year up to like 45 to 65,000 a year earning potential. So it's called advanced standing. You get a bachelor's of social work from here, and you can qualify. Does anyone go to graduate school here? Anybody? You don't. The cool part is you don't have to in social work, so I never pressure it. But it's nice to know it's only literally 1 more year. It's 1 more year and you're done. So that makes some people feel excited. Other people are like, I'm good. Huh. I still do social work. I love it. I've always vowed to practice no matter what. So I am a social worker on the weekends at hospice. I also see clients at a private practice on Mondays in the evening and then Wednesdays in the morning. So usually they let you see up to 8 clients. And a lot of teachers don't practice. Is that why you're asking?
Yeah.
Because they quit and you're like, what do you know about social work? You don't even practice.
I was just wondering.
Which is a good question because sometimes you can get so far removed. What all jobs do you want to be when you guys grow up? You can say it in 1 word if you want. Any word.
I want to be
Okay. Anybody else?
I want to be a school counselor.
That's a good one. We have training for that. Anybody else? If you all tell me what you want to be when you grow up, we can get the hell out of here, I promise.
I want to be
That'll get you talking. Okay. That's a social work job. Anybody else?
that's the same thing I want to do.
Like the juvenile detention program? Okay. Does everybody want to work with? Or a lot of you want to do traumatize you?
I want to be a caseworker. Or kids
Okay.
that
Yeah. You do get paid a lot more as a caseworker with a master's degree, but I know it means more school. And I know most of us, you do want to? I remember somebody told me to do it and I wanted to tell them to F off. Like, I am never going into school again because I hate it. And they looked at me like, huh? And then I don't know who it was. They talked me into doing it, probably because I saw how much I was getting paid with just my bachelor's. You can live off of it, but if you like to buy shit like I do, it's better to have a master's degree. I know that sounds silly, but if you like, I put solar panels on my roof and I got some geothermal. I try to plug my car into the solar panels and have like chickens and honeybees. I like to buy lots of random stuff, garden, live off the grid, and not have big bills.
My goal is to be rich and still be broke.
Right, to spend all the money you earn. Because usually, however much you make, what'd you say?
I'm still being about.
How many student loans you guys think I took out to finish a doctorate?
A lot. Which one did you take out? As much as you take.
I took the maximum. It was $250,000. It's at interest at about $295,000 I owe right now. But if you teach or practice social work, you get public service loan forgiveness. They make you pay 10% of your salary every year towards your loan. So here, like last year, we made 40-some thousand. I had to pay actually last year we didn't have to pay because of coronavirus. That was crazy. And then they extended it again. This year we didn't have to pay because of coronavirus. And that was crazy too, because I was used to paying $250 a month or like $300 a month. So they let you survive. They let you live. Well, that's all I got. I promised I'm done. I just wanted to kind of make sure you guys were all on your